welcome to day 17 of this tarot ramble. I've had Mercury issues again. Mercury, as I said, is not in retrograde. Mercury, though, is currently being opposed, or just about to be opposed by Saturn. Mercury is about communication, but Saturn is a roadblock. So I've been trying to set the thing up. First of all, I was talking, this is literally the energy of that. I was trying to record, or I was recording. I was talking to myself for like a couple of minutes and shuffling away, and then I knocked the tripod over. But I realised all that time I hadn't been recording. Anyway, so that's a perfect illustration of Saturn blocking communication. Anyway, so it's the 17th, and we're going to get the card straight away because I'm tired of shuffling. I think so. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It is actually morning here. Usually it's nighttime when I do this. Right, what have we got? Let's have a look. So we've got the Empress. Hopefully this light's okay. This is just daylight, but I have got a light behind me because the light behind me out the window is not that bright. So the Empress is, and the planet there will be Venus, because the Empress is ruled by Venus. Venus, also Aphrodite in the Greek gods, but Venus in the Roman gods is goddess of love and harmony and romance and beautiful aesthetics and loveliness. And Venus is an interesting planet. Venus is the second closest planet to the Sun, but also the hottest planet. Mercury is closest to the Sun, but Venus is hotter than Mercury. She's a bit smaller than Earth. She has this amazing like orbit, and there's this transit of the Sun that she only does once, I think, something like 100 years. It's quite a while, because there was one in, I think, 2012 when she goes across the Sun and you can see it. And I think the first time when they first developed photography with the camera obscura, I think in the 17th century they actually recorded it. And a few years ago, hang on, I'll see if I can find it. Okay, I'm back. So a few years ago, I was in Wellington, and there was an exhibition by a guy called Simon Starling, who's a Brit, and he does these amazing installations and film stuff and work. And he's really interested in photography and astronomy, and he's done some really awesome stuff. But he made a film called Black Drop, and it was shown at this exhibition, and it was about, let's see if I can find a page. You won't be able to see much here, but I think you can see the film online. These are just a few scenes from the film. But the whole exhibition was called In Speculum, which is what this catalogue or book is for. The movie Black Drop, it had lots of different things incorporated into the movie. It was the story, it was set, I think it was partly filmed in Tahiti and partly filmed in Hawaii. And he had the transit of Venus and was trying to relate the beginning of photography and the invention of cinema and astronomy. And so I think he had the images from the camera obscura. Captain Cook's time in Tahiti, I think it was. And I think Captain Cook also tried to record it when he was there, so that would have been in the 18th century. So it was a pretty awesome film. If I can find a link, because I'm sure there's somewhere now that you can see it online, I'll put it in the description. But anyway, that's me going off on a real tangent, because I love stuff like that. I love installation work, and I love how they connect things and that kind of the poetry of it all. I think Venus is a very poetic planet. The card is actually called the Empress, not Venus, by the way. So the Empress is, as we pretty much all know, like the Mother Earth, the goddess abundance and the protection and nurturing and beauty, kind of like the matriarch of the tarot deck. Yep, so we have the Empress ruled by Venus. Let's have a look at her poem. She's all about the love and the joy and the creative and the nurturing. She'll be nurturing our wands and our passions. So the poem, our little book here, here we go. It actually says Venus. The Empress Venus is the sky's second brightest light. So bright it casts shadows from the morning to night. We feel it so close as though our orbits are one. It can see where we are and knows where we come from. Well, I guess that is Empress energy, Mother energy. So that's the Empress. Now we'll do the Lunar Nomad and move that a little bit. I think the tripod's really too close in. But I'll make this a short video, and then today I will try and do some setting up to make it better. I really haven't had a chance. Yesterday I was ill. I was not very well at all. So, 1, 2, 3. What have we got? Oh, we've got Bear. Number 15. Bear. Okay, I hope you can see that card. I'm in a very bit of a squash video area today, and I'm not sure of it. Some coffee. I've got my Orpheus mug today. I don't know if you can see it. And it's got a painting of Orpheus playing his flute to the animals. It's got a hair on it. Orpheus is one of my favourite gods. I like Orpheus and I love Janus. So now you might be able to see Orpheus. Anyway, it's a beautiful mug. Where were we? Okay, so we've got the bear. Looks like a very fairy tale illustration. I love that illustration, actually. I did notice the other day that some of these illustrations are the same collage, you know, those vintage ones that they used in the Poet Tarot. Because the man that we got with the flying umbrella, which I think was the Ace of Wands, is actually in this deck. Actually, I'll find it and show you it, because I dropped the deck a little while ago, and I picked up the card, and that was one of them. There are some lovely ones. I don't know about these collage decks. I didn't used to like collage tarot at all, or collaborative decks. I still don't like it a lot, but some I can appreciate. Although I love doing my collage. I think the reason I don't like collage decks is because they use all the same images all the time. It's like years ago when I used to do mail art and like rubber stamps. I used to repeatedly use the same old images to make these stamps from, because they were like copyright free and lazy. Now it's AI and everything's going to be. Can't even go there. Oh, there he is. Look, see. And he's the umbrella in but that's our guy from the Ace of Wands. So I just want to show, oh, nice one. I just wanted to show you that. Well, the bear is your protection friend, so the bear and the Empress go quite well together. This kind of reminds me of Goldilocks. Number 15. Strength, mother, sustenance, providence, authority, and nourishment. Well, you couldn't get much more a better description of the Empress, really. They're pretty close. Let's put her next to Bear, and hope you can see them both. Shelter and sustenance are offered at the table of the bear. This is an invitation to rest and refuel body, mind, and spirit. Partake of the beautiful feast. Fall back into the love and strength of the bear. The bear has a deep material instinct to provide food, shelter, and guidance. Allow yourself to be held in her embrace and enjoy this respite. When the bear appears, you are in a time of great need. Be open and honest about your needs and allow Mother Bear to extend her generosity to you. Well-being is a delicate dance to balance body, mind, and spirit. The bear appears to remind you that your body allows you to move through and interact with the world. Sleep and good nutrition are essential for optimal health and energy. How are you feeling? Are you sleeping well? Have you been good to your body? What would support your health right now? Lifestyle changes are difficult to master, especially when bad habits have taken root in your life. Notice ways you can change without guilt and shame. Seek support that will guide and inspire you to be more conscious of your health. The bear beckons you to take a rest to restore your body, calm your mind, and awaken your spirit. Chaos from the external world diffuses your personal power. Dishonoring your boundaries for the sake of pleasing others or meeting imposed responsibilities leads to long-lasting detriment. Investing energy in depleting ways leads you nowhere fast. That is so true. You are always going through cycles of personal growth. Become perceptive to your cycles and persistent in honouring them. Listen to your needs. Your body is always talking to you. The quality of your thoughts can be profound, and the pulses of your emotions will reveal the undercurrents of your life. Learning to be in full expression keeps you flowing with the universe. Ask yourself, is this activity feeding my spirit or depleting it? Accept the generous invitation to sit at the bear's table. Embrace her compassion with open arms. Stop here and just rest for a while. Fill yourself up with goodness. Be honest about what you are feeling yourself on at all levels. The people and places you choose to have in your life shape the quality of your well-being. Gather in places with people by whom you feel deeply suppressed and inspired. The bear teaches healing through solitude. Pushing through personal struggles without taking time for rest and personal inquiry can damage you. The best medicine for dark nights of the soul is a bit of solitude. The deafening noise of the outside world fades away and your inner voice can begin to be heard. Surround yourself with beauty and inspiration. Enrich your surroundings with comfort and security. Make your space inviting. Fill it with sweetness. How are you denying yourself of goodness? The bear is a ferocious protector of those she loves. She teaches confidence and fearlessness when necessary. Rest when you feel weak. Give your inner strength time to resurface. Demand respect when you know you deserve it. The bear wants you to know you are precious and worthy. Love it. So much of this is true for me, and I'm recording this actually in the morning of the day after because, as I said, I recorded this last night and the first two times, and it kept failing, and I just kind of gave up. So this card that I drew were actually for yesterday, although I didn't actually get to draw them until this morning because I didn't get as far as that last night. But this is yesterday I was struggling. I was really struggling. I didn't feel well. But there was something I read here. Ways you can change without guilt and shame. That's a big one. I have been through a big transition in my life, apart from the things that I was talking about, like the empty nest and facing that kind of thing, and facing the 60s. And a few years ago, well, not that long ago, 3 or 4 years, I had this massive burnout, and I had to start really facing and dealing with my autism, um, and how it's shaped my life, or actually trying to hide it and not be who I was has hurt me in so many ways. And I had to even my own kids, I had to say that this is who I am. This is me. I'm not weird. I'm not mad. I'm not crazy. I just am this person. And because I decided to change how I was being, stop masking, stop, making myself do things I couldn't do, they saw a massive change in me and thought I'd changed, that I'd changed into this weird person. But it wasn't that at all. I just dropped the mask. So bad habits have taken root in your life, and when you change, it is really hard. And I did feel guilt and I did feel shame. So that is so true of that. And chaos from the external world diffuses your personal power. Absolutely. Dishonoring your boundaries for the sake of pleasing others. I didn't even have boundaries. I'm still very new at boundaries and very bad at boundaries. Meeting imposed responsibilities. All of these things are things I've done for years and years and years, for the whole of my life, until like a year or so ago when I completely burnt out and couldn't go anymore. I mean, I've had burnouts before, but so you're always going through cycles of personal growth. Yeah, I am. We are. And everything that happens in the external world affects me so badly because I find it difficult to deal with things. I find it difficult to deal with changes in routine. I find it difficult to deal with things that are coming up. So many things. And as I've said in other videos, one of the hardest things to do is to nurture ourselves and look after ourselves. And I'm trying so hard to do this. That's why this channel is this little thing, whatever you want to call it. I sometimes think I shouldn't call it a channel. I feel like an imposter still, but that's normal, I think, for everyone. I don't like the word normal either, but I don't know. I feel really emotional now. Oh, God. I have got so much joy out of doing this, and I really love being creative, and that Empress thing and that lovely warm bear energy. And the bears, I think, another good thing, because this is my year. Well, it's going to be more than 1 year of my inner child and looking after and finding that child and nurturing her. And maybe this can be her. I did have long hair down to, I could sit on my hair, it was that long. I cut it all off, not all of it, I cut a huge amount of it off recently. I'll talk about that. It was very empowering actually doing it. You know, I was really attached to my hair and I love my hair, but it was really dragging me down. It was literally a really like physical illustration of how mental bad habits can drag you down, or psychological bad habits, I should say. But there we go. I've rambled on enough. This has been very emotional, unexpectedly emotional. I'm going to try and find a link to the Simon Starling movie, Blackdrop, because it's fascinating. If you really like that, it's kind of like just beautiful collage of poetry, astronomy, the filming, and thank you to the bear and the empress. I'm going to take that bear on board. I do like that card, and I will see you tomorrow, or is it today on the 18th? Bye.